Welcome back to Monday once again, the best night of the week. That's because it's time for this week's episode of RfRx, your prescription for coping. And of course, as you know, at Recovering from Religion, we offer hope, healing, and support to those struggling with issues of doubt and non belief. And RfRx is our weekly live stream show where we host guests and discuss topics relevant to folks in the RfR community. And this is our last episode of 2025 and our holiday hangout and celebration. So thank you all for joining us. I have with me here today several folks you may recognize. We have Rob, we have Daniel, we have Gail, we have Glinda, we have David, and we have Cass, who is a new face joining us. And we'll introduce everybody here in just a moment. But I can't wait to hang out with y'all and have a great time this evening at our holiday party. And just as a reminder, RFR is a nonprofit organization, and all of our shows are designed to generate conversation and engage our powers of reason. All of our guests and speakers are presenting their own views. People of any political or religious affiliation are welcome to participate in the show, and this is a safe space for members of the LGBTQ plus community. So we ask that everyone keep the comments civil. If you disagree with someone in the chat, please do so respectfully and respect the speakers, the hosts, the other guests, and yourself. And if you have questions for any of the guests, feel free to drop them in the chat and we'll collect those and try and ask a few of them at the end of the program. So with that, this is normally the part where I say, hey, Rob, do you want to introduce our guests? So I'm going to say that now. Hey, Rob, do you want to introduce our guests? We're not going to read everyone's bio because then we'd spend the whole show reading people's lengthy bios because we have some pretty accomplished folks here with us this evening. But Rob, would you care to introduce our guests?
Well, how about we have everyone say a few words about themselves rather
Ooh,
than
I
me try
love
to wing it.
that.
Glenda's shaking her head no. I don't know why, but we'll leave Glenda for last. How about we start with Gail? For people who don't know you, Gail, who are you?
Oh, I get to go first. My name is Gail Jordan. I'm the executive director of Recovering from Religion, and I can tell you why Glenda didn't want to go first. She's got a little double audio stream going on, so she's got some tech issues, and she will give us the thumbs up whenever she's ready to make her introduction. So, I already did my intro, and I am so happy to be here. Happy Festivus to all.
Daniel.
Hey, thanks, Rob. Yeah, I'm Daniel. What's up? I'm in the helpline around here and help out with RfRx sometimes too. Try every week for the most part. But yeah, I'm a poet. I'm a writer, and yeah, read my books over at demonlandbooks.com and check out Deathwish Poetry Magazine. I do a podcast too. It's called Demon Toast. Hi, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great holiday season.
And how about our newcomer, Cass?
Yeah. Hey, I'm Cass. I don't do too much at RfR. I mostly just kind of do social media and help out with some training on the support group and helplines, and sometimes I run support groups. Sometimes I help with the volunteer management team.
Slacker. I'm hearing.
Yeah, I'm just a slacker. So I really don't do too much. I'm just kind of floating around, cashing a check around here. So. Just that's what I do around here.
Wait a minute, I'm missing something.
Yeah, do you guys not? Is that you guys don't get paid? You don't just cash checks? Oh, well, sorry.
I'm gonna maybe if it's coming to the house, I'm gonna have to talk to my wife. Maybe she's depositing it elsewhere, and I didn't know about that. Diane, we'll see. And David, hello, David.
Hi, thanks, Cass. You do all sorts of wonderful things here, and we appreciate it. I'm David. I'm the IT director. I don't do very much either, but sometimes I'm on RfRx. I'm glad to be here. Happy holidays.
And is Glenda ready to speak? You look at me.
There's a kitty. Yes, we can.
Yes, this is my newest household addition. I'm Glenda. I'm one of the one of the moderators that helps with RfRx, and I also do other volunteer work. And I am a vibe queen and food manager for the excursion. So that's what I humbly contribute to this organization.
And we are so glad.
And Kara, who are you, Kara?
Oh, that's right. Okay, sorry, forgot I'm on here too. Hi, I'm Kara. Sometimes I'm on RfRx too. That's my main contribution here to this organization. I also do the programming for the excursion too, and I am the board treasurer at Recovering from Religion. So, yeah, I am excited to be here, and you may have noticed, in addition to there being a whole bunch of us here tonight, because it's a party. Also, because it's the holidays, many of us are traveling and we're on different computers and setups than we normally are. So please excuse us if it looks like we're jumping across, looking at different screens and typing on different keyboards and trying to keep up with everything we are, because we wanted to have a fun holiday hangout with y'all. And we know everybody's not at home. And that's one of the reasons that we wanted to have this week, because sometimes that can be a stressful thing for people to be dealing with the holidays when you're leaving religion or have left religion and you're going home to visit family, or go into an environment that may be uncomfortable or may kind of remind you of past experiences, or you may be anticipating disagreement or argument. So we wanted to make sure that we do have this space, even if we're traveling or you're traveling. It's nice to have a secular space to kind of land in safely, even over the holidays. So please come, and you're welcome to come and go. We want to be here and hang out with y'all and have a fun secular holiday time where you can celebrate, whatever traditions you appreciate about the season, and leave any others behind. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go along. But thank you especially to everyone here. Glenda, I know, is monitoring multiple chats on a different setup than normal. I'm in a hotel. Everybody's just, glad to be here. And we're doing the best we can and can't wait to hang out with y'all. So that was a really long-winded way of saying thanks for coming, and please bear with us. So with that said, what do you say we get into our programming for the evening? Now, last year, you may recall that we celebrated RfRx on December 23rd, which is the traditional date that the traditional holiday of Festivus is observed. And now this year, our Monday fell on the 22nd, not the 23rd.
Festivus Eve. That's fine.
It's Festivus Eve. That's right. And so for anyone that is not familiar with Festivus or Festivus Eve, I believe Rob has a little bit of a setup for us. Rob, do you care to tell us more?
I actually made a short video about, I named it The Birth of Festivus. So let me see if I can, I didn't try doing this on this platform before. I hope this works, streaming a video. All right, let's see, stop. That didn't work. Okay. Let's see, we did a test before and it was a still image. So I don't even know how to stop this. Okay, that's not gonna work.
I don't think we're seeing it yet.
No, because I didn't try to share it. I'm actually just trying to get it to start without playing, but for some reason when my app is just playing it automatically as soon as I click it, I don't want that to happen. So I'm opening it in another application, which is actually my editing application, but that should work fine. So yeah, so you may go to like shop to look for holiday things, and occasionally you'll see a shirt with Festivus on it, and there's even Hallmark cards with Festivus on it, and like, what is this? How come I've never heard of this before? Well, if you watched a show called Seinfeld 2 decades ago, is that now, people? I forget.
It was like 3.
Wow,
it's
3.
It's been a minute, Rob. I think that was from the 90s.
Oh my God. All right, so I'm going to try to share this. Let's see how this works. Share the screen. And I'm going to share this screen and hopefully also share system audio. There we go. All right.
Dear son, happy Festivus? What is Festivus?
It's nothing. It's nothing.
When George was growing up,
no.
His father hated all the commercial and religious aspects of Christmas, so he made up his own holiday.
Oh.
And instead of a tree, didn't your father put up an aluminum pole?
Jerry, stop it.
And then weren't there feats of strength that always ended up with you crying?
I can't take it anymore. I'm going to work. You happy now? I got your message. I haven't celebrated Festivus in years. What is your interest?
Well, just tell me everything.
Many Christmases ago, I went to buy a doll for my son. I reached for the last one they had, but so did another man. As I rained blows upon him, I realized there had to be another way.
What happened to the doll?
It was destroyed. But out of that, a new holiday was born. A Festivus for the rest of us. And at the Festivus dinner, you gather your family around and tell them all the ways they have disappointed you over the past year.
And is there a tree?
No, instead there's a pole. Requires no decoration. I find tinsel distracting.
Frank, this new holiday of yours is scratching me right where I itch.
Let's do it then.
All right.
Festivus is back. I'll get the pole out of the crawl's face.
Well, happy Festivus.
What is that? Is that the pole? George, Festivus is your heritage. It's part of who you are. That's why I hate it.
It's a big dinner Tuesday night at Frank's house. Everyone's invited.
The tradition of Festivus begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it.
Jerry,
Gwen, how did you know I was here?
Kramer told me.
Another Festivus miracle. And now, as Festivus rolls on, we come to the feats of strength.
Not the feats of strength.
Until you
Oh, no.
pin me, George, Festivus is not over.
Oh, please, someone stop this.
Let's rumble!
I think you can take him, Georgie.
Come on, be sensible. Stop crying and fight your father. Ow! Ow, I got This is the best Festivus ever!
And thus Festivus was born.
Rob, did you edit that? That was a very economical edit.
Yes, I did.
Wow, under 3 minutes too, man. That was impressive.
So yes, and we're going to play trivia later, and there's a question about where that actually came from in the show. So we're not going to talk about that right now. But it's interesting where the concept came from to make a whole episode about a holiday that no one else knew about.
I love it. And I love celebrating this holiday because it's a lot of fun and it's real silly, which will be a theme this evening. So, as Rob mentioned, we'll come back to some of the traditional Festivus activities here in a few minutes. But also, we want to hear from Daniel first, who has a little bit more experience with other holidays besides Christmas and Festivus. Daniel, as you know from his previous talk, comes from a background in Orthodox Judaism. And Daniel, I understand you have some topics to share with us when it comes to holiday celebrations.
Yeah. We did Hanukkah, the best holiday ever. We're not celebrating anything too exciting. I mean, the oil lasted another 8 days after, the big war. But, the thing about Hanukkah is that, I mean, for a lot of people, it's like Christmas, but for the Jews. But it's weird because we all know that that's not really what Hanukkah is. It's kind of a minor holiday. So there aren't that many Hanukkah movies as a result. And the Hanukkah books we do have, well, they're a far cry from, the Christmas story, sweet, like white picket fence kind of happiness that you seek from, all that Hallmark stuff. So I have here a book called The Latka Who Wouldn't Stop Screaming. I'm going to share my screen. This was written by Lemony Snicket, and this is emblematic of the kinds of fun things we get at Hanukkah.
Was he screaming when he was being created on the frying pan? Because that is freaking hot.
It is not fun to be a Latka. It is not fun. It is not fun. All right. Here's the very legal Internet Archive. So again, this is written by Lemony Snicket. He's one of our most important Jews. This story ends in someone's mouth, but begins in a tiny village more or less covered in snow. The snow had fallen during the long night, during which children had pressed their faces to the windows, looking for a glimpse of a man who they suspected of bringing them wonderful gifts. But instead, they heard a terrible noise from a certain cottage in the neighboring arrondissement. A word which here means a place where something was being born. This cottage was already regarded with some suspicion, as it was the only place not decorated with flashing colored lights at this time of year. You guys can all see this, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay, just making sure. Okay. Yeah. The thing that was being born was a latke, a word which here means potato pancake. Latkes are a traditional part of the celebration of Hanukkah, a holiday commemorating a miraculous Jewish military victory. Nearly everything in this world is born screaming, and the latke was no exception, even though the latke wasn't conceived and born the way you and I were conceived and born, but instead was fashioned from grated potatoes, chopped onion, beaten eggs, and a dash or two of salt. Once these ingredients were properly mixed, the latke was slapped into a pan full of olive oil heated to a very high temperature. And this is when it began to scream. And there you see, Hanukkah cheer right there. Keeps screaming. The latke was suffering so much that it leapt out of the hot pan and out the window of the cottage and began to run screaming down the boulevard. So, yeah, I think that's plenty. I don't want to eat all our time with this because it is delightful and you should all read it. But, yeah, we haven't quite worked out the Hanukkah cheer kind of thing. But the big thing, which a lot of you probably know, is we play dreidel, right? And there's an apocryphal story that the Greeks who were ruling Judea at the time were like, no studying Torah, Jews. That's how most of our stories go, by the way. Someone wasn't letting us study Torah, so, So we'd be studying Torah, and the Greek soldiers would kick in the door, and we'd shove the Torah scroll under the desk and grab these dreidels and be like, yo, we're just gambling. You know how us Jews love to gamble. Now, the letters on the dreidel are a nun. If you roll a nun, you get no Hanukkah gelt or chocolate coins. Gimel, you take the entire pot and everyone puts 2 in, right? Shin, you put half of your coins back in. And hey, you take half of the pot. These letters translate to Nes Gadol Haya Sham. A great miracle happened there. In Israel, it's a pay because it happened there. So it's a different word. I forget the word, but that's Hanukkah. We light 8 candles. And that's the holiday. It's not a very big holiday. A lot of the foods we eat are fried in oil, like donuts or latkes, because the real menorah, which had 6 branches and was in the temple. I believe it was the second temple at the time. I'm probably wrong now. Yeah, it was the second temple. Anyway, it had 6 arms and it was lit with oil. So, after the war, we didn't have enough oil, and it lit for 8 days. It stayed lit. The meager bit of oil we had stayed lit for 8 days, and we were like, "Whoa, that's kind of a miraculous." So, not as exciting as the Jesus man being born, but we got to take our wins. Us Jews.
Last year, actually, it was one of our weekly trivia players in this weekly trivia thing I do with another group of people. Though sometimes people here join. Kara was on it once. The person was Jewish, and they did 10 Hanukkah questions. And one of the questions was, how many candles do you need for one Hanukkah season to completely light the menorah correctly? Oh, that was a challenging one.
You gotta do math.
Gotta do math.
Yeah.
So how many do you need, Daniel?
Is it 128? I'm trying to remember what the number is on the box. That's not it, is it?
No, that's not
we didn't even light it this year. We suck. We're terrible Jews.
You gotta do the math because you always have the center one, right? You always light the center one, and then you light another one.
Yes.
Right? Thank you. So first there's 2, then there's 3 the next day, then there's 4. So just 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus all the way up to 8, whatever that number is. I think it's 42. Which, if it's 42, that's amazing because that's almost like 24 back, whatever.
Yeah, also true. I have another book if you want to see it. It's not the full book. It's just I couldn't find this one, but I found some things. So again, it's called Herschel and the Hanukkah Goblins. So this is a blog called JestressForgottenStories.com. So shout out to Jestress here. So basically they want to light the menorah that year, right? But oh my God, there are these horrible goblins in the shul, and as you can see, the goblins are awesome. They're there counting their money and blowing out the candles. And God damn it, Herschel goes in there and he lights those candles. He doesn't care. And by the end of the story, the goblins have knocked the entire shul down, the entire synagogue down, and there's nothing left, but he's lit the candles, and it's freezing cold. But I'm not sure what the point is, but that's Hanukkah for you. That's the magic of Hanukkah.
So my wife's family are not religious Jews, but they still do this. And in fact, we had them over at our new house for the first time this year. And my wife's sister, I had to go out and buy a certain number of potatoes and the oil and some onions, and she made the latkes here. And That's the biggest thing to do to celebrate the holiday.
Yeah, it's not a major holiday. All of our big holidays as Jews are fast days. So, there's Passover, but yeah.
Oh, that's so disappointing. How do you celebrate fasting on a holiday?
One of the best holidays, to be honest, is Purim. We're not going to go too deep here.
Yeah. Halloween, right? That's the Jewish
basically
holiday.
It's in March usually. But yeah, everyone dresses up in costumes and they read this long book called the Megillah. And every time they say the name of Haman, who's the bad guy in the book, they stomp and yell and shoot cap guns because we want to erase his name, But yeah, Hanukkah is the winter holiday, and yeah.
So there's a Netflix series called oh God, Nobody Wants This. No one wants this. Have you seen this?
I have not.
No.
I hear not very many people want to watch it.
No,
no
one
wants this.
It was pretty. It's actually about a nominally Christian young girl, not religious. Actually, she's played by the actress who's the star of The Good Place. His name is escaping me at the moment. Who's that? Don't remember. Anyway, yeah, she's the star,
Kristen Bell.
she falls in. What's that?
Kristen Bell.
Thank you. Kristen Bell falls in love with a progressive rabbi, and it's all about their relationship and dealing with this. And one of the episodes is at a Purim party, and I didn't know anything about Purim before, so that was quite interesting about how they dressed up as role played stuff.
Yeah, the best costume I had was it was the year after 9/11. I was Bin Laden that year.
Oh no.
The cops that were guarding our shuls around that time, they thought it was pretty funny, honestly.
Oh. They were still looking for him. That was a dangerous thing to do.
I know. I looked like him too with my nose and everything. Yeah.
Oh no.
My stepfather said I looked like the Joiva man. Anyway.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of random traditions that get celebrated this time of year, some of you may have noticed I've been drinking out of a KFC cup this evening, and that is because I am having the traditional Christmas holiday dinner that I had while I lived in Japan, where it is traditional, and when I say traditional, I mean within the last few decades, not any farther back than that. But for folks who live in Japan, KFC is a big deal on Christmas. It is, in fact, such a big deal that you have to order your KFC Christmas dinner bucket weeks or even months in advance, because every KFC in Japan will sell out of their Christmas dinner buckets, because that is the thing to do for Christmas. And this was a brilliant marketing technique that KFC managed to pull off, where basically sometime in, I believe it was the 1970s, they convinced folks in Japan that this was the holiday tradition. This was one of the great ways to celebrate Christmas. And I have a number of Japanese friends who were astounded to learn that this was not, in fact, the way that I celebrated Christmas dinner in the U.S. It is just a Japan thing, and KFC has managed to convince folks that what you ought to do on Christmas for dinner, if you want to celebrate traditionally, is order your box of Christmas chicken. So I went ahead and got some here. Turns out they were not sold out here in the States on December 22nd. There was not a wait. DoorDash brought it right to my hotel. But this is another fun and exciting way that one can celebrate.
But have you ever
holidays.
tried?
No baby Jesus required.
Have you ever tried to order from there on Thanksgiving? Maybe it is a problem to get something.
You're right. I've never tried it on Thanksgiving. And I wouldn't have tried it today either, except that I wanted to have a prop to tell you all about for the show. Because I actually have chili in the other room, which is my other family Christmas Eve tradition. We eat chili on the day or two before Christmas. So I'm excited about having that too. And the recipe that we make in my family is the version of chili that has cloves in it, which some people find offensive, but I quite like. I'm not sure where that came from. We're Scots-Irish, but I don't think that's a traditional Scots-Irish recipe. I don't know where that came from.
Well, my family is Italian, and we would do lasagna and things like that, so.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I've heard, and a couple of people are mentioning in the chat Asian food for Christmas Eve as a tradition in their family. Christmas nachos, I don't know. That could be a thing.
You know, it
But-
it is something that Jews do after Christmas. We order, you know, Chinese food because nothing else is open.
Have you ever seen the Saturday Night Live skit from like probably 4 decades ago with stop motion animation? It's Christmas time for the Jews.
I have not
It is
seen that.
hysterical.
I need to watch that.
Yeah, all the Jews go out and they own the city because all the goys are home and they go to have Chinese food. And yeah, that's what, you have to look this up. Christmas time for the Jews. That's the name of it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
We'll all watch it later and decide how well it aged.
We play it, but we don't want to get content struck. So yeah.
Correct. To be determined on that one. But speaking of holiday traditions, we have a whole panel of folks here today, and I would love to hear from the rest of y'all about if you have any favorite secular holiday traditions that you celebrate around this time of year, or if you want to just tell us about what you do to celebrate the holidays, if you celebrate at all, from a non-religious perspective, or perhaps you celebrate it the same way you always did. But let's chat about that. We've got a diverse group of folks here with probably different traditions. Anybody want to start us off?
Well, I can segue from that last thing because actually we do go to get Chinese food because my wife
Love it.
and for several years in a row, or at least every other year, it was watching a Star Wars film, which had just released at that time of year. So we did that. And in fact, we're going this year on Christmas Day with friends to see Avatar this time, and having Chinese, of course. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. I haven't seen the new Avatar film yet, but I do like the tradition of going to a film. No, I haven't seen it, so I can't give you any.
Nobody spoilers.
Okay, nobody put any spoilers in the chat.
Well, Kara, I wanted to, before we moved on to the new secular traditions, I don't know if we've mentioned, maybe we have mentioned it on Festivus before, but Gail and I wanted to talk about our, probably of all the group, this is probably a unique tradition that nobody else has done. That's something that we did every year for Christmas that was as serious as Christmas was to us, which was every year, our church would do, if y'all don't know what LARPing is live action role play. Now, my church did not call this LARPing, but we did what's called Bethlehem Marketplace. So that's our whole family. There's me, Gail's pointing to me, and mom's in the back. I wish we could put this up on the big screen where we would transform our gym. This was like the first weekend or second weekend of December, and we would transform our gymnasium to be this like walk through living diorama play, like interactive LARP where we all wore, Bethlehem-y clothes, and the men would put on fake beards because my father was not allowed to grow a beard for his job. So he had to put on a fake beard, and we would, you walk through and there's welcome to Bethlehem. By the way, there's no room at the end. There's no room. So, and then here's your money exchange. And I swear there was like a Chuck E. Cheese token on there. So I know. So,
but it was a lot of our own farm animals. It was a big deal. Our donkeys were in there. Our cows were in there. Our chickens were in there. We had the food booth, and I'm not kidding. When Glenda says this consumed us, we were into this because everything needed to be authentic, and we got real smelly peppers and garlic and wanted it to be so authentic. And because the whole family was there, Glenda, I don't know if you saw that on the picture, she has a chicken in her lap.
Oh, I do.
She's holding a chicken. And so for 2 days, and it was hundreds and hundreds of people from our community. And so we had it was this massive, massive undertaking where there were parkers because we had to have multiple parking lots. And then we would put them into the sanctuary where they'd sing Christmas music while they waited there 2 hours to get to walk through the gym. And there were tons of sawdust into the whole thing. We had camels, and we had
people would go from states away to go experience this.
I
was just excited, like the eve before Bethlehem Marketplace. I was just as excited about Bethlehem Marketplace as we were about Christmas, and I can't express how big of a deal this was.
And listen to this. If you had a baby anywhere, September or later, your baby got to be a baby Jesus. And there was family planning going on in our church so that people could have fall babies, so that their baby could be the baby Jesus. This was such a big deal. And it's still going on in our church now. And it was going on for 20 or 30 years before we started it. And then it was the 20 years that we were there. Now it's continued to go on for the 15 years that we've been gone. It is a massive big deal, but it consumed our holiday season. We are a snow skiing family, and we would almost always take a trip out west to go snow skiing. It was never on that weekend, which was like, what was it, Glenda? The second weekend in December, whatever it was.
Almost like it was always around like December, like 7th through 9th.
Yeah, it was preserved. It was completely protected, and it was the whole 2 days. And part of it was because our family was so integral to it, because it was all of our farm animals and, our booth. And I had wicker baskets that we picked out and pottery that didn't want to have any look of anything modern, because I
know, and I realize now how much this has affected me for the rest of my life on like immersive vibes, and I need every aesthetic of everything, and like essentially like early charcuterie boards of like, I'm gonna have the nuts and the olives and this, and we're gonna like do this, and we're gonna be as immersive as possible. And then there was that one year, it was the anniversary year.
Is this event the origin of Glenda's famous cheese board?
Charcuterie board? Yeah,
I want to say for immersive vibes, yes. I mean, it's hard to describe like what it looked like inside. Who knows where it came from, but there was a parachute. Parachutes are huge, by the way. It's like a military parachute that was on the ceiling of the gym that cascaded. So when you looked up, you didn't see like cold
the top of the gym.
Lights. Yeah. I mean, and when you walk in, like everyone's making noise. The smells are really intense because there's animals in there. I mean, again, immersive LARP, and it was feral energy of how dedicated we were to this thing. Anyway, that's our Christmas story.
And I would dare say that all of Glenda's siblings, everybody in the entire family would say the same thing, that was it was no question, that was the highlight, more than even, we had a very secular Christmas morning. Santa came and we did presents and all that stuff. And all of that. And we did lots of food. We did lots of family. We did lots of activities, but the Bethlehem Marketplace far and away was the highlight of our Christmas holiday.
Yeah, I almost feel like doing Bethlehem Marketplace more than just even Christmas itself. It was the most fun, like theater kid energy. I just could not wait.
Now, did anyone ever raise any kind of point about it being called a marketplace, like kind of, maybe reminding them of that one time in the Bible where Jesus got really angry because the priests in the temple were selling things and making a profit, and this was kind of antithetical.
I don't remember that, but I don't remember that specifically, but I do think it's funny when you walk in, you would hear there's Roman guards, and they would slam their swords against their shields when they would throw somebody into the prison for, whatever it was they were throwing people in prison for. But it was
all dirty,
heavy Southern accents.
Amazing.
So it was, there is no room in the inn. Where can we find the baby? Where is the baby? The star in the sky tells us there was a baby born in this town last night. Where is the baby?
I can't emphasize how this is literally what it was like. And it's important to note, it's free to attend. So in my church's defense, like you could, of course we accepted donations, but there was no cost to go experience this.
Fair. Well, and so, okay, to segue into the how you celebrate holidays now, do you still go? Have you ever thought about going?
Oh, we would love to go. We would go, wouldn't we?
Yeah, if we were there, if we happened to be in Tennessee at the
Murfreesboro,
same time, I would go.
In Murfreesboro.
The geographic center of Tennessee, I'm told.
I'm so sad that I don't have to say that every week.
Hey, Rob, where are Gail and Glenda from? Do you know?
We would definitely be judging because somebody took over the food booth when we left the church. We took all our stuff. So I don't know where they're getting their chickens now, or their donkeys, or their goats, or any of that stuff that we brought. So like the chair, again, we really brought a lot of immersive vibe equipment and stuff there. So we would have no idea how this is handled now. Who's in charge of the food booth, what it looks like. It's been 20 years or something since we did it. But the food booth was a very important booth.
I love when you do that. I love when you do that, Glenda. You did that when I interviewed you for RfR Deconstruction Stories. When you're talking about
talked
your
about-
past,
yeah.
you go back to your former accent.
Little twang, yeah.
She comes out. No, there's no room at the end. What are we ever to do? Make sure to record your name in the census.
I feel like we have a new idea for next year's fall excursion. We may need to have a LARPing activity.
Reenactment.
A healing reenactment.
There was a wine stomping booth. There was like a wine stomping section where you were like squishing on grapes, and there were some real grapes in there, but it was just this little puddle of purple Kool-Aid. And anyone who chose to stomp the grapes, they had to commit to knowing that their feet would be dyed purple from the Kool-Aid powder for like 3 weeks afterwards.
Oh my goodness. But nobody drank it, right?
No, we did not have free. And remember, Baptists don't drink, so there was no free wine samples.
No. No Kool-Aid either. It wasn't even that kind of a meeting.
What is even that?
I love this so much. I knew y'all were going to come with the
What kind of church is that where you can't even drink the Kool-Aid? That's ridiculous.
Right? Like, how do you get indoctrinated?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, people. Amazing. Okay, well, Cass, do you have any holiday traditions to share with us, either from prior more religious times or any current traditions that you like to observe the season with?
Well, my past ones are like pretty boring. I mean, it was just go to family dinner, and we would, of course, it was always centered around religion and church and things like that. So for me, Xmas is nothing but a religious holiday. Like I cannot detach Xmas at all from religion. So these days I tend to just ignore Xmas altogether. In fact, I even call it Xmas, and for those of you that don't know, that is a joke from Futurama. When Fry goes to the future, his very first Xmas, he's like, how do you like what I'm excited for Christmas? And they're like, what's Christmas? And he's like, well, Christmas, Xmas. And they're like, oh, you mean Xmas? That you're using an archaic term, like when you say let me ask you something instead of let me ask you something. So I have just cut Christmas out of my vocabulary and just call it Xmas these days. So I tend to really focus on and celebrate the solstices, the solstices, whatever the plural of solstice is. That's what I do.
I'm glad you made that plural, because somebody, I think it might have been a friend of mine, made the mistake of saying happy winter solstice on Facebook, and that pissed off 12% of the population lives in the southern hemisphere.
Yeah, I have made that correction now, and I only just say happy solstice instead of the specific solstice, because it's still the solstice, but it's just different seasons. And,
winter, summer.
Parentheses is a whole extra thing. It's less typing to just say solstice. So that's typically what I do. And on the winter solstice, I will typically stay up all night. Although that's not that uncommon for me anyway, but I make sure to actually do it on the solstice. And I'll either just watch some fun TV, or when I was in college, when I was taking days off, I would essentially do an anime day, and I would go to the grocery store and just go down the candy aisle, and the first bag of candy that I was just like, ooh, that looks good, I just grab it, and then I would go home and watch anime for the whole day. So I kind of do something similar to that these days. It's not always, I don't always watch an anime, but
so does it drive you crazy going into any public? Does it drive you crazy going to any public place, because the Christmas music is nonstop, sometimes starting right?
Oh yeah,
Thanksgiving nowadays.
It is super, for me, it is very triggering.
Yeah,
and it's creeping into in fucking August, or in October, they've got Christmas stuff ready to rock and roll, and it's just y'all, it ain't even fucking November, and you've got Xmas stuff out here. Like, y'all need to calm down a lot. Like, this is ridiculous. So, yeah, I tend to avoid the stores. I tend to take headphones if I need to go into the stores, or really just kind of like drown things out. Like, it still really bothers me a lot, because again, like, the way I was raised. I mean, Xmas was nothing but religious. It was about baby Jesus. That was all it was. It wasn't secular in any capacity. Like, Santa Claus was kind of like a joke more than anything. It was just like, no, Xmas is about baby Jesus, and that's all it's about. So, yeah, I avoid the whole thing like the plague these days. And now when Xmas comes around, I'm just like, oh yeah, like today's a holiday for most people, and I'll spend it with friends or hang out on my own, or whatever. Like, I tend to spend the holidays alone these days. I had to cut out a lot of my family, so it tends to be a pretty lonely time of year for me. So I've had to really figure out how to deal with that. And before I started volunteering, I really didn't have community at all. So this is like kind of the first year or two that I've actually been able to spend the holidays with other people. So that's also weird to kind of deal with. It's like, oh, right, like I have people in my life and I have to like talk to them on the holidays. Like, how do I do this? Like, I don't understand. So yeah, that's kind of how I deal with the holidays. I have much stronger opinions about Xmas, but we'll just maybe keep it there. I don't know how much we want to dive into the like full on expletives of how I feel about Xmas.
Well, I'm actually glad that you've shared that perspective, because I know that is a perspective that many people have after dealing with, as you said, it being such a religious event, and going to deal with, family members who are very religious that are pushing that on you. It can be very off-putting after that to even want to have any part in it. And I know there are a lot of folks that do avoid it, don't want to celebrate, don't feel like celebrating, don't see a reason to celebrate something that is not meaningful to them. So I think that's a completely valid perspective, and I'm glad you brought it up, because I know that's one that many people
How do you
share.
feel about Festivus as a replacement?
I mean, like, I'm not a huge fan of Seinfeld. I mean, like, I think I made it through the second or third season. It does not hold up well today. It's pretty rough. The jokes do not. They aged like milk. They're pretty rough.
You had to be there. You had to be there.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
90s
you
was
had to be
that
there.
way, y'all. For anyone that doesn't know, that's kind of how the 90s was. Well, it was not. It's not great. The 90s were not great.
No. So yeah, I like the solstice because it's more of astronomical. It's math and science, and I'm a huge fucking nerd, and I love math and science, so I'm cool with those.
The actual reason for the season, the Earth's axial tilt.
I
axial tilt.
just got back from Phoenix this past weekend with some partners, and one of them, bless his heart, like was like, so I don't actually know what the solstice is. I was like, honey, I explained the science. I'm like, it's important. He was like, I just thought it had something to do with astrology. I'm like, no.
Oh
Astronomy.
no!
Astronomy.
Oh no! Those are not interchangeable.
They're not interchangeable.
No.
But yes, I love that you celebrate the solstice. I think that we should really, I would love to see a cultural shift where we really ramp up solstice celebrating and equinox celebrating. I think that's a absolutely badass, super cool thing to like have a raging party. I went to a solstice party that was an absolutely transcendently beautiful secular celebration. It was so good.
Oh, what happened at it?
Yeah, I'll say real quick to everyone having the idea, because I know we've already taken up a lot of talking time. If a solstice party that I went to was, we were in a friend's house who, unfortunately, he has now since passed, and I still miss him very much. And it was in the winter, and then we turned off all the lights. And it was a bush, and it was all just candlelight, and we were all sitting in a circle, and we all shared something. We either like played some music or shared a poem or shared a personal story on what does like winter time, something about winter. It could be involving snow, what the season means to you, what like this darkness and hibernation, like just anything about it. And it was a really beautiful, wonderful community. It was like just a really stimulating and beautiful experience that I got to do. And it was secular, and it was just really wonderful.
Wow. So
I love that.
Speaking of secular and science stuff, do you know who else was born? Oh, I shouldn't say else, because no way, even if Jesus was an actual person who was born on December 25th, because that's a made-up day. Do you know who actually was born on December 25th? That has something to do with science?
Isaac Newton.
Very good. Points to David.
Wow. Okay, we're already getting into the trivia, the feats of intellectual strength.
Yeah. I've seen memes going around, which like, which person who changed the world through his like, understanding of the universe, oh, Jesus Christ. No, Isaac Newton. Invention of calculus.
Excellent. I love it. Well, I think David, you're next up. Do you have any holiday traditions that you like to celebrate, or ones that you would like to tell us about previously celebrating?
Yeah. Boy, I think I'm going to sound a lot like Cass, for I think a lot of similar reasons, but I think that's a lot of people who come to
I do too.
RfR, so.
Yes. That's why we're here tonight,
But
having
yeah, no,
a not Christmas party.
I was taught at a very young age that there was no Santa Claus, and that I was not to tell other kids that, but that Santa Claus wasn't real, and that I wasn't going to get any presents from Santa, because they didn't want me to think that when I found out that Santa wasn't real, that maybe that's the same with Jesus. And yeah, every aspect of Christmas was the Christ myth was directly tied. So anything that corresponded directly to that, like Charlie Brown's Christmas, because they read out of Matthew from that. The best Christmas pageant ever, which is parts of Matthew and Luke, I think. But yeah, it had to be absolutely. So when I deconstructed, Christmas didn't really have any meaning to me anymore. I didn't have a secular holiday tradition. And so I found myself singing in gay and lesbian association choruses, and they put on a huge Christmas show, every year, and that starts in September. So I used to start to sing Christmas songs in September and sing it through, probably through January, and I don't do that much anymore. But I do kind of find myself going along with other people's Christmas traditions, and I don't really have any of my own. And when I was thinking of this, I was like, do I do anything on Christmas Day? And we do. In my house, we watch the movie Female Trouble. If y'all know what that is, it's a John Water production. Just a terrible, horrible movie, filthy, horrible movie. But there's a wonderful scene in that where the main character does not get her cha-cha heels for Christmas, and she just destroys the entire living room, destroys the Christmas tree. I would look up Female Troubles, Don Davenport, Christmas Day. You'll find it on YouTube. But my real holiday tradition is my wedding anniversary is New Year's Eve. And I've always really loved New Year's. New Year's Eve particularly, because you're bringing in the new year, and then just the symbolic nature of New Year's, and kind of striking the new, you're out with the old and with the new year, new me, all of those things that people say that they sometimes don't really mean. But I really enjoy that, and going out and having a party, and it has absolutely nothing to do with religion or any babies.
I love that. And there's so many to choose from around this time of year. I mean, we've named a bunch of different holidays. And by the way, I was corrected in the chat, y'all, that it is in fact actual Festivus Day, for folks that are already in Tuesday, the 23rd right now. So Thanks for reminding me that,
That's
folks.
right. Happy Festivus.
Happy Festivus, and happy any other holiday. I am just so pleased that y'all are all here celebrating with us, whatever holiday traditions you enjoy. This is one that I really like. I enjoy our RfRx holiday hangout every year and look forward to it. So thanks for being here. And with that, unless does anybody else have any other holiday traditions they want to share before we go to our next activity?
I can mention one other thing.
Oh yeah, Rob, we
the-
skipped you, didn't we?
Oh no, I will. I mean, of recent times, since my family has passed, it's my wife's family that we deal with. So it's the Hanukkah thing, kind of. You know, we get together and we do latkes. I don't know what else. we did a white elephant exchange this time. So I guess that's Christmas. I don't know, but I remember when I was a kid and did believe in Santa Claus. The thing that I like to ask other people what shook their belief in it at the first time. So the thing that got me is we lived in a house without a fireplace. All right, there was no chimney, so to speak. So I didn't understand. All the TV shows you watch, he comes down the chimney. How did Santa Claus visit us? He's telling me he dropped off the gifts last night. How did that happen? So my father takes me to the basement and shows me the burner. Gas burner, which had a flue on top of it, which was a little flap, and I don't understand the tech there, why that was there, but you could open it and like look inside of it, and it was maybe, I don't know, 8 inches in diameter. And he goes, Santa's got the power to shrink himself down, and he comes through there, and then he gets big. And that's the most ridiculous thing. I didn't say that out loud, but in my head, that blew it for me. No, you're just making this shit up. So the funny thing is, the reason I mentioned it, there was a Christmas movie made last year, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's in the trivia we're going to play. But they showed that happening. That's how Santa gets into houses without a chimney. So if I had seen that when I was a little kid, I might have continued to believe for a decade more.
Really? So you would have believed it if you saw it in a movie, but
Probably,
not if it came from your trusted
in the movie.
family
Well,
members.
now is a movie made in 2024. It looks realistic, but I don't. Maybe a movie that was made in what would have that been? 62. It probably wouldn't have looked too good, so maybe I wouldn't have bought it.
That's funny. Well, I never had Santa either. Like David's family, ours had the same belief that you can't tell kids that there's a Santa because they'll eventually grow out of that belief. And then when they realize you lied to them about that, what if they start to question what you're telling them about Jesus too? And I'm like, wow, they were really close to being onto something there, and they just kind of didn't quite get all the way to the answer.
How about the other mystical things? Tooth Fairy and Easter Bunny and...
What about Hanukkah Harry? He's real, right?
Yeah, Hanukkah Harry.
Yeah, we did not have Hanukkah Harry in our house.
I hate Christmas. I've always hated Christmas, but I love Santa Claus. He is the best. Santa Claus is weird. He has weird movies that make no sense. There's a Santa Claus movie from the 60s. It's a Spanish movie where he has to fight the devil. It's amazing. They made this for kids. It's great. There's one where he fights the Martians. Santa's the best. I love Santa Claus. Like,
I gotta watch
don't care.
that now.
The fact that he probably has roots in Norse mythology as Odin, just chef's kiss. Yeah.
I love it.
Santa legit freaks me out.
Hell yeah.
I don't think that I don't think that I sat on Santa's lap until I was an adult, like probably in my 30s, and the first time, and it just skis me.
I have a funny story.
We have to ask about this. Why when you're in your 30s?
I need to know the story behind that too.
It was just my friend who was over at my apartment and was dressed up like Santa, and he was just like, "Come on over here and sit on my lap, little boy." And I sat down, and I'm like, "This is the first time I'm ever doing that, and I really feel really creepy right now."
My grandmother was secular. She was going to take me to see Santa Claus. My mother had a real hate boner for anything Christian or whatever, and she was like, "I don't want you taking him to see Santa Claus." I threw that coloring book out with the Santa Claus stuff in it. Right? I was like maybe 4 or 5, and my grandmother doesn't care. She's going to take me to see Santa Claus, whatever. Danny is little. My mother takes me aside and says, "Danny, listen, your grandmother's going to take you to see Santa Claus, all right? He's a child molester. You're going to sit on his lap and he's going to promise you toys and then he's going to touch you." And I was horrified. I was like, we want to go to see Santa? And I'm like, Nope. And for years, I was convinced he was a child molester, and of course, there's the classic.
Daniel, that is like the most fucked up story.
I've got a lot of stories about my mother. She was a character.
Wow.
I thought this was going. If you've ever seen that viral video of a pastor who goes into the mall where kids are waiting to see Santa, and he's just shouting to all these families like, "Santa's not real. It's all about Jesus. Santa's not real." And these parents are like, "I'm gonna drag you out of this mall by your hair."
My mother was
like,
a little more. My mother was a little more creative than that.
Like that's where I thought that was going.
No.
Oh,
whenever I tell a story that begins with my mother, you're in for a bad or a good time.
Wow, this is great. I'm passing the mantle to you for the wildest family stories. You've taken it away.
Sorry.
Good grief. Wow. That yikes. Big yikes. That's a new one on me. Okay. On that note, let's go to our next activity, which is feats of strength. So our holiday tradition here is that when we do feats of strength, because we're doing this virtually, we are not picking up heavy things and putting them back down. We do feats of intellectual strength, which means Rob quizzes us with trivia. So we are going to hear some trivia questions from Rob. Because we're on multiple platforms at once and there's a lot of people here, you're going to be keeping your own score. So just keep track of whether you get the questions right or not. But Rob, let me pass it over to you to tell us what we're doing. How do we play feats of intellectual strength?
Okay, so as you said, we will not have a last year. I believe Glenda kept a score because we were only doing it in Zoom and people were able to send. Right, so I guess we're not doing that. So it's just going to be people. This is, be honest about it. Just write it down on a piece of paper or something and keep your score. It's going to be 11 questions here, and it's winter holiday movies is the theme.
So it's all about Die Hard, right?
Shh. Some of them may have been mentioned here. All right, let's see. Okay, can you all see that?
It seems to be loading.
I was just saying, I've got my recovering from religion pen ready to go.
Okay.
Excellent.
Can you see that? Can you see that?
No.
It seems like you started to share and then it went away.
It went away.
That's not good. Let's do that again.
Speaking of Seinfeld, I have my Fisher space pen.
Ooh.
I gotta go get a pen.
Writes upside down.
Wait, maybe there's one in here.
I have really cool friends, and one of them made me a Moby Dick. She crocheted it.
Oh my goodness, I love that. I was wondering what that was a minute ago. That is amazing.
Yeah.
You have very literary friends.
Yeah. I talk about Moby Dick a lot, so she was like, "All right, here you go, idiot."
Amazing.
Okay.
Oh, Rob, you started to share again, and then it went away.
Why is it doing that? All right. Are you seeing it now? You see it?
I see it.
It's coming back now.
Yeah. You see it?
And it went away.
It went away.
Oh, it's not liking something. That is not good.
It is not liking something.
All right. All just have to do it not in presentation mode. Apparently, PowerPoint doesn't want to share PowerPoint in presentation mode. That's distressing.
Interesting.
All right. So it won't be so fancy, but it still should work. You can see it that way, right?
Well, it's loading.
There it is.
There it is. Yeah, we see it.
Okay. So I won't have the animation, but that's not a problem. Okay, first question. This is a 2024 American Christmas action comedy film starring Dwayne Johnson, Chris Evans, Lucy Liu, and J.K. Simmons. Bunch of big actors there. The film tells the story of the head of the North Pole security team who teams up with a black hat hacker to locate a kidnapped Santa Claus on Christmas Eve from just last year. And I watched it when it was released on Netflix.
Ooh, I know this one. Are we supposed to write it? Are you going to tell us at the end or after each question?
I'm going to tell you after each question. So
okay.
Think about what your answer is.
All right.
Give you a few seconds here. Think about it.
Let me go get my pen so I can write it down.
Yeah, I
is there a prize for last place? Because I'm awful at trivia.
I have a really obnoxious friend who buys all the expensive getchkas from the movie theater. So I unfortunately have merch from this terrible film.
Oh, I liked it. We argued about this before.
I didn't. I didn't watch it. I'm a hack.
Oh, reviewing it without watching it. This is.
I know. I'm a hack. I'm a fraud.
This is the one where Santa Claus shrinks down and goes through that.
All right, maybe I'll watch it just to see that.
Yeah. All right, all right. The answer to that one is red one.
Yay! Got one.
It was very paranormal in nature. There are cryptids, talking animals, that kind of a thing, and of course the U.S. government's covering it all up, including covering up Santa Claus. Number 2, this is a 2019 animated Christmas adventure comedy film distributed by Netflix. It features the voices of a bunch of people. I'm not going to read them; they're all on the screen. But also Norm Macdonald in his final film role, released in his lifetime. Serving as an alternative origin story of Santa and using a fictional 19th century setting, the plot revolves around a postman stationed in an island town to the far north who befriends a reclusive toy maker. This one I'm going to bet nobody gets because it was just on Netflix and it didn't do as well. Red one did really, really well. This one, I had never heard of it myself. So if you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't. It was called Klaus.
Yeah, I got it. Yes.
All right, Daniel.
Oh, I love Santa Claus.
Number 3.
Winning.
All right, you're going to have to tell us a little bit more about the plot of that one later. All right, here's the first Jewish-related one. This is a 1986 American animated musical comedy drama film featuring the voices of a bunch of people, including Dom DeLuise and Madeline Kahn and Christopher Plummer. It is a story of members of a Jewish family emigrating from the Russian Empire, and it includes a Hanukkah celebration where a father tells his son about the country they wish to move to, the United States, a country believed to be free of cats. Why would that random idea be thrown in there? Is that important? I don't know.
This is like the movie of my people. That and Fiddler on the Roof. It's true.
All right. Time's up. Do we know what it is? Do we know what this one is?
Klaus again.
Yeah,
wait.
American Tail. Yep.
Did you know that?
Wow,
did you know that was
that.
Hanukkah related? Did you realize that was Hanukkah related? And actually, the father gives him this special hat, which is also a Jewish thing, and I don't know the name of it. I'm sure Daniel knows.
I remember this film, but I feel like I am not remembering the important aspects of it at all. Not one bit of that description sounded familiar to me in the slightest.
What you see the Statue of Liberty over there, and yeah, very good. All right, next one. All right, this one is a 2004 American animated Christmas fantasy adventure film directed by Robert Zemeckis, based on the 85 children's book of the same name. It happens on Christmas Eve, and it depicts human characters using live action and motion capture computer animation. The film's animation was criticized by some critics for dipping into what is called the uncanny valley.
My grandmother watched it with me like last week, and she was pissed. She hated it. She hated every second of it. I'm like, Bubby, I told you we're going to hate this movie. Yeah.
All right. Time's up. That is the Polar Express with the weird looking Tom Hanks.
Yeah, it spawned a lot of like memes of how psychotic and very uncomfortable and weird this film is. If you haven't seen it, it is truly like, if you like, oh, I love that book. That would be a cute animated movie. You're wrong. It is very, very bizarre.
Yeah,
it is uncanny valley. Absolutely.
Yeah. So for people who don't know what that is, who you want to describe that, Cara?
Oh, yeah, sure. So it's this concept that basically posits that, when you're making sort of artificial depictions of humans, as they become more and more lifelike looking, they are more and more appealing to us right up to a point. So like if you're talking about like, a cardboard box, with metal arms, that's not very relatable. That doesn't look very human.
Like C-3PO is a good example. No one had a problem with C-3PO because he wasn't
nobody
trying to look human.
Yeah, C-3PO looks a little bit more human-like than, say, R2-D2, but nobody's going to look at C-3PO and be like, oh, it's so close, I can hardly tell, it's not a real person, he's not that lifelike. But once you start getting almost lifelike, almost realistic, but not quite, the sort of amount of like sort of desirableness and pleasingness that people experience when looking at that immediately drops into what we call the uncanny valley, which is basically it looks creepy. At that point, it looks almost lifelike, but there's something a little bit off, and it like sets off this kind of like disgust, fear, creeped out reaction in a lot of people, because your brain is going like, whoa, something is wrong. This seems like a person, but something is super off. Can't put my finger on it, but this looks weird and creepy and I don't like it.
Yeah, our brains are very good. Our brains are very good at deciding what a human should look like, right? But not so much other animals, right? You know, I've seen animal computer animation, and it looks fine to me 10, 15 years ago. I mean, Jurassic Park, they look like real dinosaurs, but that's because I'm not a dinosaur. I don't know the tiny changes that really a real dinosaur would look like, and it doesn't jump out at you.
Yeah, perhaps a dinosaur would be really creeped out by those. But also, you bring up a good point, too, that some people have criticized this concept of the uncanny valley by saying that's actually kind of ableist. And is a way of describing the way humans should look, without taking into account the fact that we're thinking about what we consider to be the look of a typical human, which may not actually include a number of realistic people. And so it has been criticized. It's not necessarily like a universally accepted term, but it is one that people often use to describe things like the Polar Express and cats, where you're just like, ooh, I don't like this at all.
Yeah, but this is something that Freud wrote about extensively, and it's something that happens subconsciously. You know, his Unheimlichkeit is about like how you get creeped out by certain things. You know, they trigger this response in us. You know, so it's
And we could talk about later, if you want, like where AI is going with this too, because that's getting better and better. Okay, so let's see, next one. 1990 American action film directed by Randy Harley, written by Steven D'Souza and Doug Richardson. The story takes place on Christmas Eve at Washington Dulles International Airport and involves terrorists taking over air traffic control. Wow, that doesn't sound like a Christmas movie to me.
Do we get bonus points if we get the part after the colon?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Rennie Harlan's a hack.
So Cara and I have argued, they strenuously have argued that the original was a Christmas movie, and I disagree. And then I find out the second one was actually also the same situation.
It sure was.
Die Hard 2, Die Harder.
Die Harder. Also arguably a Christmas film.
So how about the ones after this? Because I haven't seen any of these.
They are not Christmas films.
They lean into it, though. They do play like music and stuff in the trailers, you know.
Yeah, like they play around with it. But the later ones, to my knowledge, don't take place on Christmas. Although I think I stopped watching after the one, I don't remember the name of it, but I think there's been one other one since then. But no, they kind of quit being on Christmas after the first two.
All right, next one.
They quit being good, too.
Next one.
Also that.
This is another Hanukkah story. The 2003 American comedy film written and directed by Jonathan Kieselman. It stars Adam Goldberg, Judy Greer, Andy Dick, Mary Van Peebles, and Peter Coyote. The film parodies blaxploitation films, and its plot concerns a Jewish crime fighter who must save Hanukkah from the evil son of Santa Claus, who wants to destroy Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and make everyone celebrate Christmas. No happy holidays. It has to be.
This is one of our traditions we do in my house.
All right. I will not be surprised if no one except Daniel gets this, because Daniel mentioned this in the pre-show. He knew it right off the bat without me saying it. The Hebrew Hammer. I have it on my list now to watch this movie.
Trigger warning. There are some. Sorry.
Do you know why
a little bit about
Hammer?
Do you really want to know? Well, it's a double entendre. So the Maccabees, the heroes of the Hanukkah story, they were called Judah Maccabee was called the Hammer because he smashed the Greeks. He may have used a war hammer. I have no idea, but it's also his Jewish penis.
Okay. So
a trigger warning. There are ironic slurs in this movie, so do be aware.
So what is the deal? And that was the Wikipedia description, by the way, the blaxploitation thing. What is that about?
Well, have you seen blaxploitation movies? There are lots of black actors in the movie. So basically, The Jews have a gang that is, feuding with the blacks and, the Christmas gang, and they lean into a lot of blaxploitation tropes. They talk like they're in a
I have not seen those movies.
Hence the slurs. Yeah. Your mileage may vary with that movie, so trigger warning.
Okay, so next one is, this is a musical Christmas film released in 1934. Wow, we're getting near 100 years here. Which starred a popular comedy duo. It is based on Victor Herbert's 1903 operetta. I used to, this is part of my Christmas tradition. This was played on television before you can stream anything. You just had to be there at the right time. You couldn't even record anything. I used to watch this as a kid every Christmas because that's when they played it. The film has several international titles, including that of the source operetta and Revenge is Sweet. Name either the operetta, which is sometimes the way the movie is called, or the name generally used in the American release of the film. Gail shaking her head. I thought Gail, being the closest to my age, might know this one. This was...
I don't think Gail was around for the release of this film, Rob.
No. This was on reruns every single year in the 60s. And
is this It's a Wonderful Life? Is that what this is?
This is March of the Wooden Soldiers.
Oh boy!
Wow, look at that, man.
Laurel and Hardy.
Oh,
not recognizable even. Wow.
Yeah.
Before there was streaming and even anything to record anything, there are 3 channels on your TV. If you were in a big city like New York, this was on every year. All right. Next, this is a 2002 American animated musical comedy featuring Hanukkah again. The film is directed by Seth Keasley and written by Adam Sandler, Alan Covert Brooks author, and Brad Isaacs. It starred Sandler, Jackie Teaton, Austin Stout, Rob Schneider, Kevin Nealon, Norm Crosby, and John Lovitz. A few of those names I recognize. I'm wondering if Daniel knows this one.
This one is not a tradition in my house. This movie is banned.
All right. Wow. All right. I want to hear why. The Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights, after his 8 Crazy Nights of Hanukkah song.
Because it sucks. It's terrible. He does 3 voices that are all bad. There's
It's
a part
rude. It's
where
crude
like
and it's
all the
animated.
mascots from the mall are dancing around, and it's like, yeah, okay, thanks. Yeah, it's obnoxious. I hate Adam Sandler.
Okay, tell us how you really feel. All right, next one. Next one, number 9. This is a 1964 Christmas science fiction comedy film directed by Nicholas Webster. John Call stars as Santa Claus. And I have heard from people who like this movie that he is the best Santa Claus in film. 10-year-old Pia Zadora as the Martian girl and Doris Rich as Mrs. Claus. The film regularly appears on the list of the worst films ever made. It is featured in episodes of the Cannes Film Festival, Mystery Science Theater 2000, and Elvira's Movie Macabre. Anybody know this one? Anybody?
Oh yes, I watched this all
Daniel's got this one.
Of course, Daniel knows.
Oh, John, you're the laziest man on Mars.
Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
It's awesome. Talking about worst movie ever.
Wow.
This one is going on my list. I think
Santa
I'm gonna
defeats
watch
them with
the
toys.
MC3K
He defeats
version.
them with wind-up robot marching soldiers, man. It's great. What's the hate?
Oh my God. So I'm pretty sure if you go to the Wikipedia page for this and you click in the pictures area, it actually plays the entire movie. Because it's it's free now, so they just put the whole movie there. All right, slide 19, which is slide 10. My question number 10, and we'll have 11. In this film, the protagonist stumbles upon Christmas Town and schemes to take over. In 2023, the film was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. Important movie not from 2023. Notice that's when it was selected, right? So.
You shouldn't give that away, Rob. That's a fun misdirection.
Yeah. Actually, I felt bad about it because I used some of these on our trivia game last week, and everyone thought I made it was released in 2023. So I'm being a little more open about that here. Yeah. Not a very recent, but a really important movie according to the United Nations National Film Registry. Okay, time's up. It is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's a classic.
And I have never seen that.
What?
No,
Bro,
really?
Bro, come on. Put
Me
on
neither.
Disney Plus right now.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, and you can watch this on Halloween or Christmas, and it's still
That's right.
seasonally
That's
appropriate.
Rob, I mean, really?
No.
It's kind of like an important movie artistically.
I
it's
understand
cool movie.
that National Film
Culturally.
Registry and all. I didn't. Yeah.
It's a cool. You would like it. It's got great music.
All right.
Okay, well, we're volunteering you. That is your at some point between now and Christmas.
It is on my list since people were yelling at me on trivia also that I didn't see. Okay.
That's awesome.
Last one. So this is not a movie, but this is about Festivus. What is the origin of Festivus? I've been giving you 4 possibility answers there. One of this is the true answer. All right. One of the scriptwriters invented it for Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld did a stand-up routine about it and suggested substituting it for a Christmas episode, which, by the way, I saw Jerry Seinfeld as a stand-up comic before he was famous as Jerry Seinfeld. It was a little club in Brooklyn. It's quite amazing. That guy will never amount to anything. It's just like, oh, did you know about this? What's about this? It's like, wow. Okay, C, one of the scripts writers who celebrated it as a family tradition wrote it into the show. Or D, another one of the actors, Jason Alexander, suggested the basics of the idea during rehearsal for an earlier episode. Where did the idea of Festivus come from?
I do know this.
So the answer is it was one of the scriptwriters who celebrated as a family tradition. His father just made it up, and they did it when he was a child, and he still does it with his own family. That's where it comes from.
Amazing. I love that. I love knowing that this is actually a tradition that some family has been celebrating for decades.
And people ask, what will get you a Wikipedia page, right? So the guy's father, the scriptwriter's father, has a Wikipedia page just because of this, and it talks about him inventing this holiday.
That's epic, yo.
Okay, so how did everyone do? I can tell you, I did not win this game. I think I got 4.
I missed 7. I didn't know the Laurel and Hardy film.
Wait, you missed just number 7? You got all the rest of them?
Yeah, I got the rest. Yeah. I haven't got. If I didn't know the answer to 11, I would have guessed that because that's how a lot of things go down. And when you're writing TV.
Did anybody get them all right? Either here with us or in Zoom or
Rob, you're asking questions about Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Of course I'm gonna get that, all right?
Yeah, we found out during the show that this is right in Daniel's wheelhouse.
Bad movies and Santa Claus? Hell yeah, dude.
I think you definitely won.
That's like my religion at this point. Like,
is anyone in the chat claiming to have done better than that?
Let's see. Some people are telling us how many they got. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we got in YouTube. Yeah. Oh wait, I think I'm further back in the YouTube. Let me scroll up a little bit and see where we are.
Yeah, we're not getting the chat here in our studios now.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chats, and yeah, it's. So far, no one has claimed to have gotten anywhere near the same number as Daniel did.
I think Daniel gets the prize for this. Absolutely. Congratulations, Daniel.
I'm a winner.
So
what do you win?
I'd like to end the segment just by asking everyone else what is their favorite holiday movie. I won't ask Cass that, except for Cass. What's your favorite? What's your favorite winter?
What's my favorite holiday movie?
Winter holiday movie. I wasn't going to ask you, Cass.
I'm trying to remember the last time I even watched a holiday movie. It's probably been like.
I mean, mine is Terrifier 3. It's a Christmas. It's a magical Christmas movie.
Terrifier.
Oh yeah, Terrifier 3. It was Gremlins, and then it was Krampus, but then Terrifier 3 took the crown.
But what about Terrifier 1 and 2? Or do those
are not Christmas movies? Terrifier.
Oh, excuse me.
Dresses like Santa and massacres people. It's great. If you want a really good like killer Santa Claus, Santa's Sleigh stars Bill Goldberg, the wrestler, as Santa, as the son of the devil, and he's freed after 1,000 years.
Santa is the son of the devil.
So he was forced because he lost a bet with an angel to do Christmas cheer for 1,000 years, but 1,000 years are up, and now Bill Goldberg is back to it's great. It's great.
Amazing.
I have a lot of favorite Christmas movies, but I'll shut up now.
Gail.
I love it.
Gail.
It's Santa Sleigh, isn't it?
Favorite of all time?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so derpity derp. We love It's a Wonderful Life. We always watch it on Christmas Eve, whenever. My partner hadn't seen it until I introduced him to it.
Wow.
So that was kind of fun. Yeah.
Did you watch the colorized
He's a
version?
Scrooge. What's that?
Did you watch the colorized version?
No, old school, the whole black and white. And it's just charming. We pop popcorn and we watch it on Christmas Eve, and it's our little family tradition. Glenda, what's yours?
It's hard, Nightmare Before Christmas, has my goth heart very, very much, because it's just like so iconic and classic, and I loved growing up with that. I do love it. It was one of your trivia questions. If you haven't seen Klaus, it is
It's precious.
It's precious. I love it so much. Like I genuinely it's probably one of my most favorite Christmas movies. There is a short film that's one of the most endearing Christmas things I've ever seen. If you've never seen, I think it's called Robin. It has Gillian Anderson as a voice in it. You watched it with me, Mom.
Oh, I do. Yes, I remember now. Yes,
it's a short story, Christmas story about a little robin that's raised by a family of mice. And oh my god, if you haven't seen it, it is an absolute delight. It is so precious and so
Robin
cute.
as the bird.
I can double check. I'm
writing these down. I have on my list now. Nightmare Before Christmas and Klaus.
Yes, it is. Yes, Robin. It's a half-hour short film. It's 2021. It's so precious and endearing. I really love it.
Oh, I've never seen that. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, and it's not. It's very secular. It's just a cute little animalistic children's story. That involves robins and birds and mice and a cat.
Oh.
It's really cute.
It's cute.
So, Cara.
Oh, y'all already know my favorite winter holiday movie. It's Die Hard. And that is a Christmas movie. I will die on that hill. I mean, I won't, not literally, but that is a Christmas movie, and it's the best one. I mean, come on, it has Alan Rickman as the villain. You're not gonna beat this film.
How was the one that I showed compared to the first?
It's not as good as the first. It's a fun movie. Die Harder is also a fun time. I enjoy it every now and then. I don't think it beats the original, but it's worth watching if you like action films around Christmas time. Which, I mean, why wouldn't you? Or if you just generally hate airport travel, it can be, kind of cathartic to realize someone had a worse travel during the holidays than you did.
I love the meme where Bruce Willis, of course it's just photoshopped or something. Bruce Willis is holding a sign that says Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, changed my mind.
Oh yeah, so that meme that you sent me, that is a play on a scene that happens in the third Die Hard movie, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Yes, where he goes in public wearing a sign that says something offensive that will make people mad at him that I will not repeat here, because that was also another thing from the 90s that didn't age well. Yeah.
I don't think it was appropriate to say in the 90s either, but
No, it was not.
Now you're gonna make me go look this up just so I know what this was.
Yeah, it's from a scene in Die Hard with a Vengeance, but that's not what the sign says. And we'll leave it at that. But it is a Christmas movie, and it's my favorite Christmas movie. So there you have it.
So David, in your later years, have you picked up any enjoyment from any Christmas movie or no?
Boy, so I'll bring it up again. Female Trouble. It's not a Christmas movie. Okay. It has a scene about Christmas in it, and it's wonderful. Another Better Off Dead with John Cusack's also a movie that's not about Christmas. That has a Christmas scene in it. But my favorite holiday movie is Trading Places with.
Oh yes, I almost used that one. I almost used that one.
Because it goes from Thanksgiving to New Year's, and it's great. It's a really good movie, and it holds up. There are there are some inappropriate slurs in that one as well, but not nearly as many as in Die Hard with a Vengeance. So
just watched that again last year, and I say, ooh, those things that you didn't notice when I saw that live in the theaters the first time. That was just normal, and yeah. So mine, despite where'd Daniel go? I'm back here.
Oh, he's back. He's back. I think he dropped out, but here he is.
I was off the screen for a while.
I'm back. I'm back. I got abducted by the Krampus. Yeah.
Oh.
I hear that happens a lot this time of year.
Yeah, it sucks.
So I wanted to wait for Daniel to come back and say my new favorite Christmas movie is the one you said sucked, but you didn't watch it. Was Red One. It was about conspiracies and the government, hiding secrets and stuff. And since I kind of pushed back on that in the real world, I really liked the way they did it.
I need to watch it. It looked derivative of a lot of Marvel stuff, and my one co-host is like, "Watch it, watch it, watch it." I'll watch it. All right, just for you, Rob. No lie, I will watch it. If only to see Santa Claus shrink down and go down the chimney. All right, that's a new one.
I love it. Okay, let's see. Did everybody go? Cass, did you think of one, or are you basically not a fan?
I seriously don't think I've seen a holiday movie in like 15 years or something. I mean, like, the best I've got is I love the Futurama Christmas episodes. Like, they're amazing, and they're, this is like a killer Santa robot, and they all shelter in, and because the Robot Santa had his naughty thing turned up too high, so
I forgot
he just runs around and tries to shoot missiles. It's awesome. Futurama's great. I highly recommend.
It's a great episode.
You're right. I totally forgot that was the plot point. If you haven't seen it, it's that in the future, Christmas is this, like, it's the tradition is everyone shelters in place because they made like a Christmas Santa robot that went rogue and shoots missiles at everybody, so everybody has to like get in a bunker on Christmas to avoid getting murdered by Santa. I do love that. You don't have to watch traditional Christmas stuff. I do love that you love that. I love all the holiday episodes of Bob's Burgers. Big fan of that show.
The Christmas episode of Invader Zim is a special one. I love that episode. Where is Santa Claus? Oh, he's still out in deep space planning his revenge, He's like this eldritch nightmare beast. Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, we forgot to ask. We asked about films, but not shows. Christmas episodes of shows are some of the best. I'm wearing my Doctor Who Christmas shirt, and of course the Christmas specials are some of my favorite of those episodes.
The one with the spinning Christmas trees that chopped everything. I don't know about that one.
Oh, that one was great fun.
We have to give an honorable mention to the Star Wars Christmas special with Wookiee Life Day. Come on. It's the worst.
I have a friend
who
watches the worst, but it's so good.
Every year with her family is a tradition. I had never heard of it. A few years ago, she thought, "Oh, I'll have to look into that." My mouth was hanging open.
I like when the grandpa Wookiee watches porn. He puts the VR helmet on and there's like a lady.
But it's a Wookiee grandpa and it's a human being with it. Oh my god.
There's no subtitles. It's like 40 minutes of Wookiees going. Arr!
It's not an exaggeration. No matter like how you try to describe this film to people, like they will not believe you or that it's as bad as you're saying it is until they experience it for themselves.
They've got the entire original cast.
George Lucas denies it.
Starring B. Arthur. Right, it's B. Arthur from the Golden Girls.
Pretty good.
No,
it's really good.
Her segment's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a variety show, right? Like they had like some people hanging out and trying to hide from the Empire, but then it becomes a variety show.
It's wild. If you haven't seen it, I can't say that I recommend it. Don't see it unless you're prepared to be haunted by this for the rest of your life. If you want to see
Carrie Fisher sing, go watch it. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
My recollection is this was like right after the first film, the first run was used, and they decided we have to do something about this quickly, and we don't have time to make another movie right away. Let's put something on television everyone will love.
And this is what they selected.
Yeah, Mark Hamill was in it, Carrie Fisher. I don't remember if any of the other stars.
Harrison Ford's there.
Harrison Ford. Oh.
Yep. They're all there.
And Chewbacca, of course.
Everyone's favorite.
Ooh. That's a wild ride. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for reminding about that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, which is masterful. It's fucking great. I mean,
oh, that one was not bad. I did watch that.
Brilliant. Yes. It's just another Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It's delightful.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it.
They did it right.
Kevin Bacon. Yeah.
They did it right.
Okay. Well, on that note, I have to point out we are already an hour and a half in. We are about at the end of our time for the recorded segment of the show, but we still have more Festivus activities to do. So here's what I propose is that we head over to the Zoom Hangout and continue our holiday or not holiday secular celebration over there. We have more activities to do. I believe we have more feats of intellectual strength. We may or may not have a couple of other fun activities to do, but we don't want to keep everybody tied up all night on this stream, and we don't want to make the stream too long. So I say we wrap up here. Now, before we do, does anybody have any final thoughts that they want to leave us with about our secular Festivus holiday celebration or surviving the holidays in general? We don't really have an RfR moment planned since this is just a hangout, but any final thoughts from anybody?
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead.
The game is made up and the rules don't matter, to quote, whose line is it anyway? Like the points don't matter. Like, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want that creates joy. Make whatever tradition you want. Clearly it doesn't matter. Like, just genuinely do whatever you want that is joyful and happy to you. And you don't have to, there are no rules to follow. You can just have your own time.
And I also want to mention, Kara, that for those of us for whom it might be a little bit of a struggle and want a little bit more support, we have a support group on Christmas Day. And if you need to go to the garage or to the basement during the family dinner or just after the family dinner or whatever, it's from 2 to 4 Central on Christmas Day. It's a support group. You'll find kind, loving, compassionate faces and folks who are also in the basement or in the garage or in the car or whatever. If you need just a little bit more, and I'm not being cavalier about it, and I don't mean to make light of it. There are, times in our lives when we need support, and Christmas Day might be one of them. So please, please, please don't hesitate to join our support group. All of our information is on our social medias. Cass has told us repeatedly where we can find that, and if you want to join, you can find the link there and join us for our support group on Christmas Day. Don't hesitate. Don't think, are these volunteers having to spend part of their Christmas Day doing this thing? They're doing it because they want to do it. They're paying it forward. Whatever their motivation is, don't worry about that. They're there, and they're there for you. So please join us at the support group on Christmas Day if that will give you some support.
I'd like to take just a quick second to just say that this has been an incredibly hard season for myself and for pretty much everybody, every single person in my orbit. And this being, Crimbus, this being, a holiday that's nominally about giving and family and all that Narishkite, just remember to do something nice for yourself. Just remember that you matter. And for all the stuff that you might be doing for other people, if you don't think about yourself, and no one else does, when's it going to happen? So just remember yourself this season. So that's my message. I live by that.
Thank you, Daniel.
Right, great points. Thanks for mentioning that. Anybody else, any closing thoughts before we wrap up? All right. Well, I think those are great thoughts to end on. I love that Moby Dick has joined us as well again. And I had such a great time. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with us and celebrating the holiday or the not holiday, whatever you're observing. I had a great time here with y'all and can't wait to hang out in the hangout. Now, for those of y'all that are following along in YouTube. If you would like to join us in the Hangout in Zoom, I will drop the link to do that in there. We'll hop over after we end the recording. And for everybody else, don't forget, we are taking a break next Monday, so we will not have a live stream RfRx episode next Monday. We will have a recorded video that will drop. That week, as is typically the case. But we will not be here live, but we'll be back on January 5th with Jake Villa of the American Humanist Association joining us as our first guest in 2026. And we'll be back on our weekly schedule after next week. So starting January 5th, join us back. Same time, same channel. We'll
who are
be
we
here.
having? Who we have lined up for January, Cara? Who do we have?
Jake Villa, as well as, who else do we have coming up, Rob?
Seth Andrews is returning, and this time he's agreed to just let us talk to him for an hour or so instead of giving a talk.
Yes, I am so excited about this. I cannot wait. That is going to be so much fun.
And just today, I invited and he accepted somebody I saw, Seth, interviewing on his show, who people may have seen on other atheist and such media. Dr. Aaron Adair, who is a scientist. And I did not know this, but they were talking about his book, which is The Star of Bethlehem, A Skeptical View. He would have been really good to have tonight, but we can talk about that in January.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. I am here for it. Okay, great. Yeah, I cannot wait. We have a great lineup for January. I can't wait to get to talk with all of our upcoming guests and to see everybody again in the new year. So please do join us. And for more information about recovering from religion and to access our other resources, be sure to visit our website at recoveringfromreligion.org, where you can get in touch with a volunteer on our 24/7 helpline, find a support group to attend, peruse our online resources, visit the blog, listen to the podcast, or get connected with a licensed mental health care provider. So please do avail yourself of that. And Rob, where can people find us online besides right here?
Yeah, we're all over the place. We have a link tree that has it all accumulated in one place, which is Recovering from Religion. And then Facebook, we're Recovering from Religion. Instagram, which we are RfR.org. On TikTok, we're Recovering from Religion. On Blue Sky, we are recoveringfromreligion.org. And you can find, as we said, most of these episodes on our YouTube channel, Recovering from Religion, in the RfRx playlist. We also would like you to know that everyone here is a volunteer, and we've learned that healing in your own life can result from helping others to heal. So if you're so inclined and you have the time to do that, we'd love for you to join our team. Go to our main page, recoveringfromreligion.org, and click the volunteer tab. And speaking of volunteers, please check out the new playlist on the Recovering from Religion YouTube channel. It's RfR Deconstruction Stories. I've been interviewing other volunteers. There are 10 up there so far, and more are coming. Each episode features an interview with a volunteer sharing the story of their own deconstruction journey, including some of the people on here: Glenda, Daniel, Gail, and Cara.
Yeah, can't wait to see more of those. Those have been a lot of fun. Thanks for doing that, Rob.
It's really nice to be able to point people towards those, because some people call our helpline and they ask us to talk about ourselves, and we're not supposed to do that. It's not helpful at that point. So this way you could say, hey, if you really want to know about what we feel about things, go look at the YouTube videos.
Yeah, great point. All right. Well, with that, let's go ahead and sign off. I will end with another tagline this evening, at which point I will say that wraps up this episode of RfRx, your weekly reminder that recovery is a journey best shared. We'll see you next time, which is 2 weeks from now. Same bat time, same bat channel, same bat prescription.